Hello, I'm ETarte, chess enthusiast. Last Friday, April 25th, 2014, in my weekly chess lesson with my Indonesian chess teacher Chen Ming, we played our monthly practice game. And for the second time in about 6 or 7 years of chess lessons, I won. I thought it was the first time I'd won, but Chen corrected me. He referred me to a game about 3 years ago when I won also. My winning against Chen is therefore a very rare experience because Chen is an excellent player. I thought you might like to see this game. Even if you don't know how to play chess, it's not a long game and it can give you a feel for what the game of chess is like. At the end of the game, Chen analyzed it with me from his home in Indonesia, and he also sent, as he does with every lesson, a written summary of the lesson in which he gave me a written analysis of the game. And I'm basing this video on his oral and his written analysis. I won't go into all the details because I don't want to make this video a long video, but here are the main details. I was white, seated at the bottom. Chen was black. I opened with e4. Chen responded with e5. I played knight to f3. He played knight to f6. He says this is the Petrov defense. The main line for white now is to capture the pawn, and Chen gave me a line in his summary that leads to black castling kingside and white castling queenside, resulting in an exciting game with attack on opposing wings. But that did not happen in this game. In this game, I played knight to c3. He played knight to c6. I played d4, converting into Scotch game. He played his e-pawn takes d4. I captured his pawn with my knight. He moved bishop to b4. Pinning my knight. So he's threatening to capture my knight, and then because that knight is the defender of e4, he could win my e4 pawn. So to prevent that, I play pawn to f3. Then he castled kingside. I played bishop to c4. He played rook to e8. I castled kingside. He played bishop to c5. He is now attacking my d4 knight twice with his bishop and his knight. So I defended again by moving bishop to e3. Then he played d6, opening the diagonal for his c8 bishop. I moved my rook to e1. He played queen to e7. Now he said, for my next move, queen to d2 looks like a very solid move, connecting my two rooks and also adding protection to my bishop on e3. But I chose not to do that. I moved my bishop to f2. He moved his queen to e5. Now he has three pieces attacking my knight on d4. and I have only 2 defenders, so I moved my knight. I captured his knight on c6 with my knight. Then he played bishop captures f2 check.
Check.
And I captured his bishop with my king, naturally. Then he played a move for which in the analysis he gave a question mark, and he called it a blunder. Queen to c5, check. He says he thought he could avoid having double pawns at c7 and c6 by capturing my knight with his queen. Chen says that instead of moving his queen to c5, he should have simply captured my knight with his b-pawn. But I responded to this check by moving my queen to d4, which Chen describes as an excellent move. He put an exclamation point by it. So then he captured my knight with his queen, and that allowed me to respond in a way which gave me an advantage, which turned out to be a winning advantage. Do you see what my excellent response is? It is bishop to b5. I'm attacking his queen, and his rook is on e8. That's the move that Chen says he missed when he was pondering between queen c5 check and b-pawn takes c6. So Chen moved his queen to b6. That forces an exchange of queens. Then I win his rook in exchange for my bishop. And now my task is to press my advantage. So I play knight to d5. He plays king to f8 because I'm threatening to fork his king and bishop on e7, thus reducing material which will enhance my advantage. So to avoid that, he played king to f8. I played e5. He played bishop to e6. He's attacking my knight, so I defended by moving pawn to c4. He plays b5, trying to undermine my pawn. So to counter that, I play pawn to b3. He captured my c4 pawn. I recaptured. Then he played his rook to a4, attacking my c4 pawn. I ignored that and played my e-pawn captures his d6 pawn. He recaptured with his knight. I then captured his c7 pawn with my knight. He captured my c4 pawn with his bishop. Now, if his knight were not at d6, I would have checkmate on e8. So at this point, I made what Chen called a super solid move, a move for which he gave me an exclamation point. Do you see what the move is? I moved my a1 rook to d1, ignoring the fact that this left my a2 pawn unprotected. Again, if I get rid of that knight of his on d6, I've got checkmate on e8. I'm right now attacking his knight. He can't defend it adequately with his rook to a6 because I win his rook in exchange for my knight. So he has no defense for this. He did play rook to a2.
Check.
Yes, that's a check. So I moved my king out of check to g1. Then, after several minutes deliberation, he moved his bishop to e2. He's attacking my d1 rook, but I simply capture his knight with that rook. Then he thought some more and resigned. And there you have my summary of the game that I played with Chen Ming, my fabulous chess teacher, on Friday, April 25th, 2014. If you'd like to find out more about chess, including even the possibility of taking chess lessons, please contact me. Thank you for watching.